Today, I'm going to talk about how to optimize your website for maximum conversion and lead flow. And this is part of our accelerated growth model that we talk about. And it's all about driving leads, maximizing conversion, optimizing results, and then starting that all over again. And that's laid out in this table here. And today we're talking about maximizing conversion on the website. And this is one part of this, what we call the digital dominance method, which really just means in order to be successful in the long term online, you have to do all these things. And so you can't leave anything behind. I think about it like something you just assess where you are and then improve it from there. And so today we're going to focus on what are some basic things that you should have in order to have the highest possible performing website. Okay. So let's dig right in. And who am I and why should listen to me? We put out there online marketing for garage door companies. I run Garage Door Marketers, and I still own my original agency, which has been going on for over 10 years. So I and my team have been doing this for a very long time. We have a lot of experience and experience specific to the garage door space, which we'll talk about here today. We have lots of garage door company clients, testimonials, reviews, all the things. So let's talk about the problem. And the problem is you make a big investment in marketing, okay? Whether it's your website, whether it's your ad spend, any of those things. And really, it's to get traffic in one form or another. And so, what happens if you're getting that traffic, but you're not getting enough leads? Well, then it becomes a low return on investment activity. And you also end up with parked trucks and an empty schedule. And so, you don't want that, obviously. And so, what is the solution to that? You can have the right strategy, but if it's not actually converting the traffic into leads, something's off. And the solution is, your website has to be built to convert, okay, and has to consistently convert visitors to callers and leads. And when you do that, you'll get a full schedule with trucks running, and then it makes your marketing investment scalable because you understand your numbers, you understand how it's working, and so you work it from there. And then you have momentum, and you can get consistent growth. And so your website is really the hub for all of your online marketing activities. Generally, mostly for the most part, you're going to drive traffic there. And so that's where you want to focus, at least initially, your conversion activities. And why is it so important? Well, if you look at scenario one, if you get 1,500 visitors per month, which is decent, and you get a 5% conversion rate of those visitors to leads, that will give you about 75 calls. And if you book only, 30% of those, which is low, generally it's higher than that, you'll get 22 book jobs. If the average transaction is $750, that's $16,500 in revenue. Okay. But now take those same number of visitors, all of their stats the same, and triple your conversion rate. So take it to 15%, it triples your revenue. So it works just like that. So any investment you make in improving your conversion percentage goes directly to the bottom line. And can it really have an impact? Yes. And there's many cases of this. If your website is many years old, you know, it's not probably going to have the right things in the right places to give you the best chance to get that customer to convert. Basically, you want to make it easy for your potential customer to interact with you in the way that they choose that they like to do. Okay, and so we'll talk a little bit more about that. Okay. And so if you want to kind of work through some of these things, we put a little workbook up on the website. If you go to garagedoormarketers.com/convert-workbook, there's just some exercises in there that you can go through to kind of scorecard how you're doing and changes that you can make yourself to improve your website conversion. And we'll talk about a lot of that stuff here today. And there's really 12 critical elements if you want to boil it down. And it seems like a large list, but you should try to hit all of these. And so the first is, speak to your target avatar. And What that really means is, who are your customers? Your website should talk to them. And so, if you, for example, are focused on commercial garage doors, then a commercial customer should recognize your site as talking to them. Now, what if you do both? Well, then you have a part of your website that's for commercial, talking to commercial customers, part of your website that talks to residential customers. And then those are your landing pages, right, for those particular groups. So but you want to fundamentally design your site with your target customer in mind. That's number one. Number two, you want to be real. And especially in this day of AI where it's just kind of taking over and it will only continue to do so, people will want to know that they're dealing with real people. Okay. So now more than ever, and increasingly so over time, I think it'll be very important for you to showcase yourself and your team on your website. Okay. It makes you real. Lets people understand and know who they're working with. Okay. Use video. Um, it can be time consuming to do, but people like watching that stuff, especially the younger generations. And so again, it's a part of being real, is putting videos of yourself out there. Your customers will often, especially if they're doing bigger projects, will watch those and get to know it. And it doesn't hurt you. It always helps you, and it's very important to do. Do social proof, share your reviews, um, you know, basic stuff. You probably know all of this, but it bears repeating, bears reviewing, because you can't do advanced stuff if you don't get the basics in place. Okay. Phone number in right hand corner, web form, authority symbols. Younger people don't care about those as much, but it doesn't hurt to put them on there if you have them. Each page has clear calls to action, so the customer knows what to do. If they want to move forward, what is the next step? It should be clear to them. You can match offers and coupons to the service they're looking for. Make sure your site's mobile optimized. We recommend having live chat. Even better, letting them book online. Um, and engage in some marketing automation. So all these basic things, each one of these little things, no one of them is going to do everything for you, but each little thing is going to move the needle just a little bit. And that's all you need. Okay. And then when you combine them all, it has a huge impact. So from that list, I want you to think about what is one element that will or could have the biggest impact on your efforts that you're not doing right now. Think about that in the back of your head and just make a note to yourself that you're going to take care of that today, tomorrow, or as soon as possible. Okay, so how do we optimize for conversion? Let's get a little bit more into the weeds in some of these. So is it set up to convert visitors to callers? And again, some people are going to want to quote, some people are going to want to call. Just put it there for them to do it. People will want chat. Give them the way to connect with you that they want to do and make it easy for them. So it should all be visible. They look for it. They look in the top of the site for phone numbers. They look in the bottom right hand of the site for chat, chat bots or chat things. Quotes are usually above the fold in a pretty easy place. So there's pretty standard places to put these things where people are kind of trained to look for them. So you want to put those things there, right? Landing pages for ads, same thing. Though these you want to make it even more simple. If you're paying for traffic, you know, from Google Ads or something like that, you really want a mini website on one page. You want to hit all of these things. You want to show your team. You want to, bam, you can give a call. Have your social proof, have videos, just you want to cram everything on one page, because that customer who is considering talking to you, who just clicked on that you just paid for, you want to hit all those things in one spot so they make a quick call or no call decision. They already clicked on it, means they're considering you. Don't give them any reason to leave. Next step is call and go from there. All right. Just another example of a site set up properly. And so how can we get your website to convert like that? You can go to offers.garagedoormarketers.com/cheat sheet. It'll lay out everything where you want it. Just work through it, send it to your web developer. and just have them, you know, do it this way. Lay it all out for you, make it nice and simple. And so let's talk a little bit about avatars. And this is kind of a silly phrase, but I think it makes sense. If you can see Joe Jones through Joe Jones's eyes, then you can sell what Joe Jones buys. So in other words, if you can see your site through your customer's eyes, then you can sell what they're going to want to buy. And I think that makes a lot of sense. And I think if you think about how you buy things, that works with you. And so you want to put together, you know, an a customer avatar, and you want to be speaking to somebody. And so you go through these things. What are their demographics? How old are they? Are they a homeowner? Is it the male? Is it the female? Or have one for each. You know, who are they as a person, broadly speaking, and what are their pains and frustrations? For a service call, it's pretty straightforward. Their garage door is not working for one reason or another, and they want quotes to fix it. And they want quotes to fix it fast because chances are it's preventing them from entering or leaving the home in the way that they would like to. So this is a high priority fix. They want to get someone out on the phone who could tell them, yeah, we'll be out there right now. And especially, you know, if they can book immediately, you're going to get more deals that way. And not the, well, we'll book, but we're not really giving it to you. Don't do that, because that happened to me. I was pretty mad. Uh, book, if you're going to have online booking, make those real appointments. Don't trick people. They won't be happy with you. Okay, so figure out who your ideal customer avatar is. And now notice it's probably a different one for a new garage door. So, it's probably hard to come up with one for garage door service other than your average garage door owner. That's a pretty broad range. But now let's think about your high-end doors. Who are your customers for your high-end doors? Where do they live? How expensive are their homes? What does their household look like? What do they care about? Why would they buy this garage, or what would be interesting to them? So think about those things and craft your marketing, craft your landing page to talk about those things. So it's going to be higher quality. It's going to appeal to a sense of luxury with some of these buyers, right? So these are the sort of things you should be thinking about as you craft your website. Okay. And think about their fears, think about their goals, and this may seem spurious or overkill to you, but it really is true. The better that your content and your website really speaks to your ideal customer and the things that they care about, your conversion rates go up. It shows it time and time again. So while it may seem like a silly exercise, it really is important to go through this and to do these things this way. And you will find that it has a good benefit for you, as some of my kids holler in the background there. I don't know if my mic's picking that up or not, but what's going on? So messaging that works. And so you can think about these things. You probably already have these things on your website if you offer it. And if you do offer it and you don't have this messaging on your website, you should definitely add it. So same day service, emergency services, 24-hour service, you know, straightforward pricing, just think about the things that your customers care about, and use that messaging. So don't avoid saying it just because it seems obvious to you, because not everybody might offer these things, and it helps customers feel better about working with you. So again, speak to your ideal customer. And so some of those, pains and fears and goals and things that you've identified as you go through your customer avatar, talk about those on your landing page. So like you might talk about 24-hour service here. You might talk about, expertly trained technicians. You might talk about, guaranteed appointment slots. Whatever it is that you can offer that your customer is going to care about, that's going to be like, yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Then that's what you want to put in here. Okay. And again, be real and authentic. There is nothing better than pictures of your actual text, pictures of you, the owner. Get those things on your site. It's the days are gone where, you can just throw up a boring corporate stupid website and it's going to work as well. It just won't. Because especially, and, do I have any studies on this? No. But as I watch, the AI content and all these things get spun up, people more and more are really going to place a premium on working with a real person and working with a company that's staffed with real people. And so, I think home services will be one of the last places hit by this. But nevertheless, it's something of value and you should showcase it now, especially because many of your competitors don't. I think most companies still don't put their people on. They might have an about us section, um, but get pictures of your team and your crews, put them on your site. It can make a huge difference in your conversion rates. And again, leverage video and multimedia. The more that you can show before and afters, especially of like new door installs, service. I mean, you could show videos of service being done. There's all kinds of things that you can do, but especially for new doors, before and afters can have a powerful impact. Again, showcase your social proof. Get your Google reviews on there. Get your Angie reviews on there if you can. Things like that. And then again, get the fundamentals right. So get the form on there, um, get the phone numbers, all the things. It all makes a difference. And you don't want to confuse people. Like you don't want to put your chat bot, for example, like in the middle left of the page. Like that's just going to be weird for people. They're not going to know what to do with it. It really doesn't make a difference if you think about it technically where it goes, but people just have an expectation of where to find these things. And so like a free quote button in the upper right, phone numbers up there, chat in the lower right, all these things. Put them where people expect them. It might look boring and cookie cutter, but it's kind of been standardized for a reason, and you don't want to go against that without very good reason because it just confuses people and makes them less likely to take action. Okay, more examples here of where things are put. Also, I would say put them in the footer. Sometimes people will scroll down all the way to the bottom to find the quote or the call or even the pricing in some cases. So make your footer active for people also. Put special offers, especially on landing pages. Like you don't necessarily want to put special offers on just your normal website. But if you've paid for traffic, give them a reason to choose you. And so put a promo on there that they'll get, if they, you know, click through or call through or submit the form from the landing page to get that special offer. Okay, every little thing you can do to help, especially on paid traffic, is a smart thing to do. And so last thing, and most of them are now, but it still bears checking. Make sure your website is mobile friendly. Most people are looking from their phones. The majority of traffic now is mobile. So, and even Google's indexing is mobile first. And so, you know, there's nothing wrong with having an excellent and robust desktop site. Just make sure it translates well to mobile with a great mobile user experience. Very important. Okay. And you can add mobile specific elements like big click to call buttons. People like those and they use them. And as I mentioned a little bit earlier, consider live chat. You know, even when you have very strong conversion rates, unless you really have your traffic dialed in, a small percentage of your visitors are actually going to take action. I mean, if you got 10% conversion rate, that's fantastic. So usually 90+% of your visitors leave without calling. And generally speaking, you will have a higher conversion rate if you give them the chat option too. They might not want to get on the phone and call. They might not be in a spot where they can. They might have screaming kids in the background, just don't want to get on a phone right now. They may have bad experiences with forums where people don't answer them. It still happens all the time to me. I can't believe how many people don't answer their forums. It's crazy. Um, so let them chat. People will use it. But the counter side of that is you got to staff it or at least have a way they can leave you a message and get back to them promptly. In other words, don't treat chat like another forum. People won't, they don't like that. Give them an answer. And studies have shown that live chats proven to increase leads by an average of 35%. And it just makes sense. With more people who wouldn't otherwise interact will interact if you have that live chat on there. Okay, so the key ideas: add real authentic images of your team, add the video elements. I won't go through all these. We talked about all of it, but think about these things that we've talked about. Think about where you might be falling short on those and find ways to integrate them into your website in every chance that you get. So I want you to think about the things that we've gone through. Which of these things could you implement right now that will have a positive impact. Think about three, just pick three that you could that you could do in the next 30 days and just write them down. Maybe it's getting pictures of your team. Maybe it's adding a live chat function. Maybe it's getting some videos of new doors. Whatever it is, grab those three things, write it down, get them done. It'll make a difference. Okay. And it will help you address biggest challenge faced by garage door companies, which is unconverted leads. So something like 50 to 60% of inbound leads leave unconverted. 90% of web forms fail to convert. So a lot of times you'll get the traffic and it doesn't do what you want. And part of the reason is because you don't follow up with them quickly, especially on forums. Leads that are not followed up with within about 15 minutes go cold. The average customer, sometimes, especially on like new installs, will have to be followed up with 5 to 7 times before booking. A little different on service calls, but we're talking about averages here. And generally, today's customer prefers to interact via text message as opposed to phone call or email. And live chat is similar to that. So the solution to this is to leverage marketing automation. Sorry, I got a call coming in here. It's actually Google. It's Google calling me. So you want to leverage marketing automation to follow up with web forms in the first 2 minutes of submission via phone, email, and text message. So you can set up marketing automations to just automatically, hit these things as they come in. And then you can also automate the follow-up. So let's say that you've given them a quote, set up an automation to make sure that they're followed up with. Same thing for getting reviews. A lot of the stuff, the technology is there now. Automate these things, and these things can have a direct impact on your conversion rate. And again, just simple math. If you have a low conversion rate and you start doing these follow-ups and improve your conversion rate, it goes directly to the bottom line. You're already paying for this traffic. When you do a better job of converting it, you make more money. It's really as simple as that. So marketing automation makes every lead more valuable. There's 1,000 different solutions out there. We have one called Revenue Commander, where we can automate all these things, reply to leads, send notifications to your team, follow up with leads that went cold, all those things and more. We have automations already set up for a lot of these things, and you can get that from us. And so if you're interested in that or interested in anything that we're talking about today, or you'd like to hear about how you're doing in your market and the things that our team sees that you could do better to get more phone calls, then go to our website, go to garagemarketers.com/apply-now, sign up for the call. You'll experience some marketing automation as we follow up with you to make sure you actually show up, and make sure that you give us the information that we need to give you the best possible report. And then we'll get on the call with you. We'll walk through it. We'll show you what the opportunities are, things that you can do to get better results in your market. And so you can give us a call too if you'd like to talk directly to us. Either one of those options, we'd love to talk to you and see how we can help you increase your conversion rates and get better results. Thanks for joining today, and we'll see you on the next one.